Moon for the Vision Strikers for the first time in a W3Champions tournament. We're making history here. And he's playing Fortitude from the Lao Pao Esports Club. Korea versus China on pretty fair conditions here. No big advantage for anyone. The wonderful servers of the W3Champions team, Toxi and Fluxu. No, there's probably more people involved, but you are the two outstanding guys in charge of this server network thing. However it's called, however it works, I don't know. What I know is that it provides amazing Warcraft, and that's all I need to know. Here he is. Most decorated player in Warcraft 3 history. $700,000 in earnings.
Sheesh.
Still in the top 5 of the world ranking. It's so crazy. 34 years of age. He started almost 20 years ago. And he's dominating since then. And still is. Vision Strikers made a very good pick with him. And he's the newly crowned AWL champion. Just this week, he won this prestigious tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, against 120, 4-3. That's was quite the nail biter. 120 against Elf is terrifying as well. He's been playing very well when he's motivated, and Moon took him down. It's something to behold. A player like Moon, like normally you'll get a player in their prime and they'll be very good for about 1-2 years. You know, we saw that with maybe Remind, for instance, maybe a little bit longer than that. But a lot of players, they'll be tippity top shape for about 1 or 2 years. This happens in sports at times. This happens in esports as well, of course. But for Moon, he's been in top shape since like 2002, and he's still like considered the best night elf in the world. Like maybe he had one off year a few years back. It's just absurd.
And we start our match. Let's see if it all works well. I gotta respond to Ted real quick. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, just ignore Ted. Who needs to respond to Ted?
Ted is my bro, man. We're talking pretty much every day for this tournament. He's, of course, the #1 streamer for the Chinese scene. But, okay, just had to let him know that the clean feed is all working fine and how many matches we got. There we go. Fortitude. He's looking incredibly good recently, if you ask me. There's... he's been on the decline a little bit. He was a little bit in a slump, if you ask me, but since DreamHack Fall, this guy is just a beast once again. Of course, very decorated himself, bronze medal at WGLs, and for good reason, picked up by the Lao Pao Esports Club. And now we move into our very first match. It is the first map of Moon in a W3Champions tournament. Let's go. And here he is.
What an exciting map to see these two on also. This is going to be really cool because we haven't seen every matchup, and we haven't, of course, seen the tippity top on this map, too often yet. So this will be nice.
Shallow Grave it is. Yesterday we also saw Shattered Exile. 11 maps in the pool here, so the map variety is pretty good. Doesn't get much better than that. Moon opening up with the Warden, Fortitude with an Archmage. I thought we might get the Terranastan Classic, as everybody says Shallow Grave is the spiritual successor of Terranastan, but Fortitude not opting for a Mountain King, Archmage all the way.
Yeah, interesting choice. I don't think there's any real downside to playing the Mountain King if you know your opponent's going to play a Warden. And Warden's been quite popular for Night Elves on this map. We've seen other Night Elves play. I think we've seen Laliat play it. I've even seen Foggy at times play it on this map recently. Sonic as well, I think a couple of times. So, it's pretty common. I don't think there's much of a reason to knock over the Mountain King, but maybe he was a little bit afraid of the meta game Demon Hunter pick from Moon. So Archmage is viable still. In fact, it's even better at pressuring maybe a second base from the Night Elf than the Mountain King would be, but it is very squishy, as we all know.
Indeed it is. So we go to the Mercenary Camp. This is the typical start on this map for both of the players. Where would you rank Moon's Warden in the world? Of course, there's Lawliot, there's Foggy, there's a Colorful. Who has the best Warden? Where does Moon rank in that?
Probably #2, but at times #1, I would say. And his creeping is pretty good as well, apparently. He could have... Oh, no, it's not good!
Oh! You did! Carson's caster curse strikes right away. Okay, Ancient of War gone. How much of a problem is this now?
That's a pretty big issue. I mean, there would be oftentimes you would go for a second Ancient War still to power creep. Maybe you'd put one at the Renegade Wizard and move it up to the expansion. But now where do you go? You can't, like, that Ancient War might have been able to move to, say, the shop or the green camp. I don't know what you do now if you're Moon. Do you just pressure on level 2? You might be forced to.
He does have Shadow Strike. That's kind of nice. So he can get pickups here and there from footmen, from peasants. This is what we see. But man, Fortitude with a great game so far. Got Watch Awards, got a Wand of Mana Stealing, which is a very, very good item against the Warden. Steal mana, get a new Water Elemental, or later on get a new Stormbolt. And Moon is in a bit of trouble already.
Yeah, he's going to have to use some ingenuity and also a lot of Moonwell mana to get his Warden up to level 3. He's going to use the Lightning Shield, which is quite nice here. And he's going to get very close to level 3, if not right on the money there. Yeah, it's going to be very close. One green camp will do it, but it's going to be a lot slower, of course, than it otherwise would have been if he could just creep a green, then move that Ancient War over to another camp right away.
While we're at it, a little bit on the technical side of things, we changed the appearance of the items to mirror the inventory a little better and to save more space on the horizontal lines. So I hope you're appreciating that. Work on the overlay never stops. If you get some feedback, !overlay, or put it in the Reddit thread, or put it in our Discord, or put it in the YouTube comments if you are watching on YouTube.
PogChamp. Give us that feedback. There's actually been a ton of feedback recently. It's been nice to see everyone very vocal, which is exactly what you want when you're trying to develop the software.
Ooh, Fortitude loses that Shadow Priest. That's level 3. Very dangerous ward now. First big step for her on her way to unlimited power, which is of course the level 6 Avatar of Vengeance. And 40 is also losing the Berserker.
Really nice finds there. Level 2 Shadow Strike helped. The Wand of Mana Stealing also stopped, maybe some peasants from going down, but still, the Warden's all about the experience. And Moon's going to get plenty of that there. Fortitude's going to go for probably Boots of Speed, because he's got to be a little bit afraid of the Shadow Strikes next time around coming on the Archmage. But the expansion still safe as houses and no peasants lost thus far. And let's not forget the Moon has no real production right now. He's got to wait for the lures, so he's going to have to defend with what he has.
And, of course, the Mercenaries. There is an opportunity for Fortitude to steal those, but Moon, of course, just wants to get him out of his face. It is time for Shadow Strike on the Archmage. Get out of my yard. Sorry for the zoom-ins. Will be fixed soon. Moon, his micro is getting better. Saves the Berserker. The Shadow Priest almost a little useless with that mana so low. Oh, but 40 might find an opening here to prevent that 50 supply Moonwell.
Yeah, not bad, and it is nighttime, so preventing that Moonwell mana is nice, but this might be a town portal. It, in fact, will be a town portal for the Archmage, probably sooner rather than later. Summons the Water Elemental. Tries to block that. He's getting a little bit too fancy. He's got a TP now. He's got a TP. What's he doing?
Fortitude.
Okay. Yeah, maybe just paying too much attention to the footmen, which actually all died. Wait, one got out with pretty much no health. Okay, so all the footmen are dead. The Archmage is back from the tavern. But the expansion is still safe. The Archmage shouldn't have died, but the footmen dying are, food for the cause, I suppose.
What is this game, Carson? We're starting off with craziness. Moon recovered really well. Fortitude, was this his plan all along? He had the resource for the tavern revive, but he's maybe wanted to save that town portal, but he didn't because the Moon is just keeping tabs on him, shadow striking him once again, forcing the town portal after all. So that tavern revive was a complete waste at this point.
Yeah, and the Archmage is no healthier than he was when he died, pretty much. He's going to heal up, but he can't get another town portal for quite a while. And Moon's just going to run straight cross map again. We're going to need to see probably a Priest purchased and probably a Mud Golem as well, just to keep that Warden at bay. But there's double Shadow Priest, and soon there's going to be Dryads and a counter expansion. Wouldn't be surprised to see Moon pick up a second hero even here, because he's getting close, almost halfway to level 5. in another couple of kills. So might as well pick up a second hero, and then he can creep that expansion with, say, a Panda right now. But he might be just looking to get that level 5 as early as he can.
Panda, you guys and your pandas. I want to see a Tinker.
Tinker, yeah.
Give me these rockets. It's all about them rockets. Interesting that Moon is saving 1 skill point, even though he's level 4.
Suppose he hasn't blinked yet, but yeah, he should just probably skill that. But he is very, very fast. He's waiting for Fortitude to make a move. He didn't go for the heal cancel. He probably could have just killed the Archmage already. I think he honestly, if he steals the Potion of Vulnerability, he could probably kill the Archmage or force a Town Portal purchase.
He's going for that Mauler, isn't he? Boom! That's his right there. Man, Fortitude is in a world of trouble now, I feel. Moon's expansion is coming up on the right-hand side. Tier 3 is almost done. Abolish magic against the Water Elemental. Gets rid of the biggest weapons, and he calls it. Warden just overwhelming. Boom, just like that. Goat claims map number 1.
Easy work. Apparently, my god, he just runs across the map, kills both mercenaries. Fortitude overextends a little bit, loses a few too many footmen and the Archmage, and then Moon is already 4.9 at the end of the game there with a counter expansion. The macro on point, the timing's on point, the mana usage also maybe overlooked at times, very much on point. He shadow struck only targets that actually gained him value there through and through that game. It was very, very nicely done from Moon. And Fortitude maybe not the best game.
It started off great, right? Like, Moon loses the Engine of War. He got the expansion up without any harassment, didn't lose any workers, but not going for that TP was so expensive. I don't know. That was a weird game, but as we say in a lot of German casts, this was just, you know, a little bit of a warm-up game, maybe.
Warm-up, sure. We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him. Yeah. The issue, if he doesn't want to TP there, though, as well, is that you just feed... You really want to, like, as Todd would say, you just want to deny everything, right? Deny every footman. And I guess not even just not Town Portal the Archmage, also just all the losses, all the footmen being fed. Yeah. He's buying time for himself, which is fine. Normally against a Keeper, you can feed a lot of footmen and a lot of mercenaries because the Keeper... It doesn't matter. If the Keeper's level 3, it's as good as it will be at level 5 later on because you're going to have to spell soon. Whereas the Warden... You can't be feeding units like that. You have to play much more conservative, I think.
Yeah. And this was a game with Moon's Engine of War dying in the beginning.
True.
Can't imagine how this game goes if you have a couple of archers to work with. But Shallow Grave is a very unique map in our pool. Maybe on a more normal map, as Remo called it, streamlined map, we might get a different outcome. These guys had amazing games against each other, especially on Tidehunters during DreamHack. So if they can recreate the magic, then I would be up for it.
Yeah, you always want to see a nice macro game when it is Night Elf against Human. You either want to see that or you want to see some crazy tower rushes, which I believe it was Fortitude showed us on the first day, if I'm remembering. Or not Fortitude, but... Was it him? Was him that showed us that?
Yeah. If there's a guy tower rushing, it is very likely to be Fortitude.
Yeah. So craziness is always nice. But then also those epic macro games, which we haven't got a ton of, a couple so far, but not as many as we usually see because we've seen... honestly, the Night Elf's just kind of dominating with the Warden so far.
We have seen one nice macro game yesterday on Shattered Exile by Lawliot and Focus. First time we saw Shattered Exile in the one-on-one competition. By the way, I guess we're on the Twitch front page, aren't we? 5,300 viewers. That's pretty damn nice for the first match of the day. I hope you stay around. I hope you enjoy this good old RTS classic in his best shape and form with classic graphics and this very broadcast here. Everybody, we're getting ready for map number 2. Moon is on the way to the winner bracket semi-final where we meet the winner of Chemico, his Korean friend, or Hitman, the one North American representative. Things start well for the greatest of all time, Fortitude on Autumn Leaves. Can you fight back?
Gonna be tough, but luckily, probably not gonna be a Warden here. So at least if he is afraid of the Warden, he's probably not gonna have to face it, especially considering what the Ancient of War is for Moon. And luckily for Moon, he's probably not going to lose his Ancient War this time around. So both players might be a little happier.
Dude, that would be something. One of the easiest camps in all of competitive Warcraft here on this map as a start. Losing it. Oh, what? It's a Demon Hunter. So now, everybody who followed this game 10 to 15 years ago might think, what are these casters talking about? Demon Hunter is the norm. No, no, no. Keeper of the Grove is where it's at for quite some time. But Moon is switching it up. What is this?
Yeah, very weird. There's a lot of downsides to playing Demon Hunter first. The first of those in the early game would be, well, one, you can't creep as fast if you would like to creep fast initially. Two, you can't pressure a potential expansion pretty much at all without immolation, which we haven't seen since the days of Amazonia double wisp detonate on the expansion attempt. So you can't pressure the expansion. And three, you can't actually counter expand that easily because you don't have a tool to deal with what may be mass footmen. So there's a lot of downsides to Demon Hunter. The big upside is the late game potential and even the mid game potential on level 3 with the mana burn. It can be quite nice, but it takes a while to get online, and you're probably going to be playing one base against two.
Moon is always switching it up, isn't he? He's always keeping things interesting with a new first hero, with his great micro plays, with great macro plays. It's always like he's setting himself a new goal and play anything but the very, very norm.
Yeah. And throws his opponent off as well. Like, who knows how often Fortitude plays against Demon Hunter first. I know Laliat does it sometimes, but of the other top Night Elves, they really always play Keeper. And so far, we're seeing the downside of the harass. One peasant almost goes down, but you can just body block it. You can just put damage, threaten the surround, and there's no summons, there's no entangle to secure kills, and that's going to be probably close to the end of the harass already.
I think so too. Moon probably has a different idea. He has evasion first, so not even mana burn as he's struggling to find level 2. He's not creeping at the same time at another green or his expansion. This is a very, very different opening, and Fortitude, are you adapting properly? Because that's just a cancel. Right clicks of the Demon Hunter is enough.
Wow, that's pretty sick from Moon. He fakes as though he's running away, like, okay, you got me. You have your 3-farm expo. Because that's kind of what happened last game. He said, all right, just have your quick expo. And he just runs back and cancels it. And now maybe he could, if he wants to burn the TP, he could almost do it again, but he's kind of running out of time.
Wow. What a great delay with basically nothing. This hero has not a single spell. He dodges a couple of attacks, that's it. He's not summoning anything. He's not executing anything with something like a Coil or a Nova or a Stormbolt. This is just a big melee unit, basically.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of archers now. He's got 4, so he can start to actually clean up these peasants. And with maybe 3 or 2 of those, 3 peasant kills, he'll be able to get the level 2 finally, and the double mercenary pull as well. I love it when Night Elves do that. It's such a strong play on this map because they're already so aggressively positioned.
And now we got level 2. Now we got mana burn in the play. This is just for 50 mana, but can prevent 1, 2, 3 water elementals down the road. Could have burned here. A little bit of min-maxing. Fortitude, are you ready to summon yet? Yeah, Moon a tiny tad delayed. And the expo is up.
It's up. It's soon to be fully mining. Defend, not online, though, so Fortitude can't really fight, especially if now that there's Wisps here as well. And there's soon going to be a second hero. The Tree of Ages is going to be finished in about 5-10 seconds, and with that, probably just a Naga. Could be a Panda as well, of course, but this might just be pressure until the end of the world for Moon here, and I don't know if Fortitude's ready to deal with it.
Moon is basically wrecking him with a Demon Hunter and a couple of units. That is incredible. Doesn't even need a second hero. This Demon Hunter is doing so much work on his own. But of course, he's moving back. It's the Naga, so yeah, more pressure. He's in a little bit of a speed run, as it seems, in the winner bracket quarterfinal.
Yeah, he crept one camp, and then he just ran at him the whole game.
Yep.
That was the plan. He got the expo cancel. He pulled the mercenaries, which is a little bit tricky. Other than that, he's just been running at him with 4 archers, double mercenaries. And what do you know? This is actually a really good counter. This is really cool for Moon because this was a greedy expansion from Fortitude, and you're able to pull this off because a lot of the time the Keeper will at least try to creep level 2, and he'll try to importantly creep his own expansion and try to counter expand before pressuring. Whereas what Moon did is he just immediately pressured. not trying to go for a counter expansion, and this counters the 3-farm expansion because there's so little footman early game. So this is actually, he's an attempt to counter the 3-farm, I think. And it's working.
It's working so well. Naga with frost arrows, getting more and more kills, more militia being called. Fortitude just teched, he has 50 gold remaining. Just enough for a tower. Can he finally get the time to stabilize on his second base? Moon is already on the way to tier 3.
Yeah, and he's just going to go for a bear bust behind this for sure. And he hasn't even used his Moonwells yet. He hasn't gone back to heal this entire game. This Demon Hunter health pool is what he's had the entire time, thanks to the Shadow Priest as well, and he has yet to lose a unit either. Oh my god, Moon.
Speaking of Shadow Priest, how amazing was this micro? Archmage was chasing, Water Elemental was chasing, but you can't touch Moon, and of course this Archer doesn't go down as well, because Moon takes care of his units. Did he really not lose a single unit yet?
He hasn't lost a single unit. He's about to be level 3 Demon Hunter off the Harass. And if this Berserker gets in range... Oh, little miss micro there for a second. He could have got that Arcane Tower, but it will get up. That's one thing going in Fortitude's favor now. At least he's got that up. But again, Moon is just buying time for bears behind this. That's all he's doing.
An almost perfect 93 mana burn with the level 2. Adept upgrade for the bears is finished, so he can heal everything with Rejuvenation. There's no real dangerous tower here. This one basically just there to burn mana. And Moon, he's not going home. He didn't even use his Moonwells, really, right? He healed up the Shadow Priest. I guess that's it. And Fortitude is just suffering.
Yeah, this is so cool from Moon. Because it's so often on this map, you see these greedy expansions. You'll see this sometimes on other maps as well. But most often on Autumn Leaves. And all the time, pretty much, if you go watch any Night Elf vs. Human replay of every other top Night Elf, they're just going for their own expansion right away. Whereas Moon is just dominating with constant pressure. And I don't see a solution right now for Fortitude.
Unbelievable. No, me neither. I mean, he's hiding in his own base. There is an entrance. Naga has no Fort Lightning, otherwise it could be really dangerous. Moon is thinking, like, should I cancel all this or do I give him a chance? He has to portal to his expo because the tower is gone and he needs to buy more time while his army is only at 50%. It's just a feast for Moon. We got Riju now. We got no Dispel. This Demon Hunter is tanking until the end of the world.
And Night Elf players said they'd be weak without Moonwells, but Moon doesn't even need them. He's only healed an Archer and a Priest so far this game. This Demon Hunter has been on the map the entire game. He hasn't had to go back once, and you know what? If he did have to go back once, that's 30, 40 seconds for free. Now GG is called. Moon just destroys Fortitude.
Okay, you were talking that Foggy is the most dominant Night Elf at the moment. What about now?
It looked very simple what Moon did in game 2, right? But it honestly was just brilliant, that play. It was so smart to abuse what human players have gotten just so used to doing, on autopilot, this 3-farm expo. When Autumn Leaves is a map where that expo is designed to be pressured early, but so often Night Elf players just don't pressure. They at least creep a little bit more before going across the map, but Moon just doesn't care, man.
Unbelievable. Also love how he used evasion first. It's so standard to go for, I don't know, the normal mana burn first, but why? You can burn that Archmage a little bit to not deal with water elementals. You can detonate if you want to, right. But evasion, I saw so many misses this game. Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Moon is a pretty good Warcraft 3 player.
Pretty good, and he's always reinventing himself. He really is. I make a lot of comparisons between Moon and Lin because they're always on the cutting edge of the meta. They're always the players that other players look towards to see what the hell should I do? How should I counter what's considered to be meta and almost uncounterable in some matchups? And he always finds a solution, and this is just one of many solutions Moon has found in 19 years at this point.
Yeah. At this, after this game, we're put a little bit ahead of schedule, so I really hope that Hitman is up already, or still up, or I don't know what he's doing, but you text him, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, best friend. WTF. Jeez, GG, fast, water stomp, demolishing, pretty fifth race-ish. I like that one. Yeah, Moon not wasting any time here. Incredible. We got a couple of subs. Thank you very much. Sofa King Sexy 420. What great nickname. 10 months. Proud to be a Warcraft 3 cockroach. Let's go, Moon. To all the people on the front page, we refer to us as the cockroaches of esports because we don't die. So, thank you for 20 months of subbing and the real Tinker 25 already. Thank you very much.
All right, I told Hitman that Moon owned Fortitude and that we're a little ahead of schedule and ready for him.
God damn, what a beast. Well, this gives us some time to plug a couple of things. For example, this wonderful server that we're playing on, right? This is the reason why we do have these finals. Boom, there it is. W3Champions, everybody, especially since we're on the front page now. You might have heard that Reforged wasn't the greatest game of all time and a couple of features were missing. Well, we are lucky in the Warcraft scene because we have an amazing... Oh, now I'm going into Activision lingo. I was about to say an amazing and dedicated team behind the scenes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry. We have an amazing team that works... countless hours to bring you the features that Blizzard didn't deliver, and that is profiles for your multiplayer, that is rankings for the multiplayer, leagues that you know from StarCraft and any modern game, I guess. We got a melee ladder, and as Warcraft 3 is known for the custom games as well, custom games ladder as well. You can start at the Grass League if you're a new or returning player, and it goes all the way up to the Grandmasters, and the best players of the Grandmasters play the season finals. We had 16 players invited, now we're down to 7 as Sock was eliminated yesterday. There's a desktop launcher for setting up hotkeys and setting up player colors and, spread some news here and there. The in-game UI is mirroring the old Battle.net UI, so it looks a lot better than the reforged launcher thing. There's a lot of stats on the W3Champions homepage. Since Warcraft 3 was designed to be played on old 4x3 CRT monitors, if you take the vanilla zoom levels or camera levels, it's all a little zoomed in. So the boys and girls at Warcraft 3 Champions, they implemented a little zoom feature so you can zoom out and play Warcraft on your, I don't know what people have at the moment, 30-inch screens or something. And the list goes on and on and on and on. There's so many features. We have global matchmaking with 25 servers around the world. Blizzard only gave us 3. We said that's not enough. And we have 8 times more servers now, from North America to South America to, of course, Europe to everywhere in Asia. Great connectivity between them. We got 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 4-on-4, FFA, Footman Frenzy, Legion TD, Line Tower Wars, Reign of Chaos. As Blizzard took that game mode away, we brought it back. And Frostcraft, which is basically a spiritual successor to Dota. It's a new Warcraft 3 MOBA created with the wonderful editor we got. The ladder is crowded with more than 5,000 games per day or players per day. And of course, Reconnect feature. You might have seen the Anaheim debacle where we had the first Reforged tournament and we had a lot of disconnects. W3Champions fixes that issue as well. And these guys are just absolutely fantastic. If you want to help them, they're looking for moderators and coders, especially JavaScript, .NET, jQuery, and Rust. And if you want to support them financially for what they do, as I said, 25 servers. 25 servers cost a lot more than just 3 servers. You can head on to the Warcraft 3 Champions homepage, W3C.com. No, W3Champions.com. And on the right hand side, you find their Discord, where you can become an active part of the community. You can follow them on Twitter for all the updates around the project, and you can join their Patreon, PayPal. If you're making some money with crypto, send a little bit of love to the W3Champions team. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, all accepted. And if you are from China, you can even donate with Alipay and WeChat, as the Chinese servers are a little more expensive than the ones in the Western world. An absurd amount of work went into this, and these guys deserve every single bit of love. They're paying for the servers themselves and with community contributions. Nobody is earning a dime, but if you would like to enable them to grab a beer after a hard day of coding, you know, Patreon, PayPal, head over there. And if money is a little tight at the moment, just join their Discord, send them a little love, send them a less than 3. Thank them for the work they do, because what would we be without War3Champions?
Not much, honestly, not much. We would be a bunch of random people queuing on Battle.net that doesn't have ladder or really working chat rooms or working custom games. It would just all be, honestly, well, I wouldn't be playing anymore. I'll tell you that much. Jesus,
yeah.
Like, no ranking. I'm a competitive player over here. I need to see what my rank is. I need to have, you know, MMR and ELO, and I need to get to the Grandmaster, or I need at least have it as a goal that I can get to Grandmaster. Come on, it's an RTS game.
For sure, for sure. Even I am grinding 50 games this season already and counting, stabilizing a little bit. And if I can win some games, everybody out there can win some games. So just hop on the ladder, support these guys. They absolutely deserve it.